Hi there. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 different ways to make money through credit and finance, even if you're not a business loan broker just yet. And if you watch this until the end, I'm going to give you all the resources that you need, including a community and live calls you can attend so you can practice what you will be learning here so you can add more zeros to your bank account. Listen, we're going to go through some tough times in the next couple of months or years. Interest rates are still high. You probably have noticed that inflation is pretty heated too. And the experience of pandemic has shown us what could happen to secure jobs. So I wanted to record this for 2 type of people. One, someone who currently has a 9 to 5 and they might like the job, but they just need to generate more income and they're looking for ways to do that. And a number 2 person is someone who might be already in business. And if you're in business and if you're not adding different lending options to your current business, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. So I'm going to follow a different strategy when I'm walking you through these 3 different options, funding options that you can utilize at the end of this video. As I'm walking you through, I'm going to give you examples of people who applied this training, a version of this training, to reach different levels of success from our business lending blueprint community. So that way you will know that this is not just a talking head video. I'm going to show you proof that if you apply this, you will make money. So that's why I suggest that you stay tuned and watch it all the way through and comment below so I know I can answer your questions. You have access to everything that I promised to deliver, and that you also meet other people who have been doing this. You can witness their success. All right. So with that, let's get started. I personally have very strong beliefs on certain topics. One of them is the more you learn, the more you earn. And for that reason, as I'm the coach for thousands of people, I always travel to different places to learn. Over the past 12 months, I traveled 8 times to different places to get coaching from people who are ahead of me in my business. It's a really humbling experience. Otherwise, as the coach, if you stay in your universe, everyone is applauding for you. Everyone wants to be in that circle, want to spend time with you, but you go into a different room of people who are way smarter than me and they know a lot more. It becomes really humbling on where you are and what you need to do. And I always welcome that experience. Any learning opportunity that I have from other people, I try to take advantage of that. So over the past couple of months, we've done a lot. I haven't created a lot of content, but we've been doing a lot within our community. For example, I attended really key events, and I will explain why that matters for what you're watching right now. I recently came back from Beverly Hills attending a VIP event. I was at Ty Lopez's home. So I think he leased a $35 million home, wanted to meet with influential people in the marketing universe. And I was invited there and I had a great dinner with like-minded people. It was truly a great experience to sit at the same table with people whose net worth is 100 million, 500 million, and even $1 billion and learn from that. Once I learned, what did I do? I brought it back to our community. I immediately set up a call with our BLB members and shared my notes. And a month before that, I was at an Alex Hormozi event, right? So I've been there twice this year so far. The first time I was an attendee learning from Alex and Layla Hormozi. If you don't follow them, I highly suggest that you follow them. They teach gems, and that's why I paid a lot of money to be in the same room with them and learn from them. And I got there, I spent 2 days with them. So they did a deep dive in, our students' businesses, our business model, and I watched them work their magic with other businesses in the room. What did I do after I came back? I immediately set up a call for our BLB members, and I had 10 pages of notes that I walked our members through on a live call. And it was transformative for a lot of the people on the call because they're at different stages of their business. Some of them are trying to make their first $500. Others are making $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a month or more, right? I went back to Alex and Layla Hormozi's event for a second time, but this time not only I was a guest, but I was also invited to speak on their stage to share the best practices of how to grow and scale a business, right? And the reason they asked me to do that, what you kind of see behind me is the awards that we received for making the first 10 million, a million, and Inc. 5000 awards. And in 2024, we made it to Inc. 5000 list 3rd third year in a row. Inc. 5000, if you don't know what it is the fastest growing private companies in the United States. The reason I'm telling you that is that philosophy of as I learn more, the faster our business grows. And that's what I teach our members to do. That's why I applaud you for watching this video, because we're going to talk about different funding options, ways to make money without having to reinvent the wheel, go buy another business, start an Amazon store, invest in crypto and, startup companies, technology companies, stock market. You can actually make money by using other people's money. Just very important. So another thing that we've done in our communities over the past year, we've held 8 live events, in-person events. Why do we do that? Well, there's nothing like an in-person experience. People come in and learn about specific topics, and I'm going to introduce you to some of the teachers that we have in our community. It's very, very important for you to get yourself involved with people who are in action, who are learning and passing it down to other people. Because if your cup is not full, how are you going to help other people fill their cups? That's my philosophy that I strongly, strongly believe. It's easy to be a passive teacher and pass down what you know, but it is very involved if you're creating an organization with multiple leaders, right? So it's so important. So with that, let's talk about the first money-making option. And if you're still watching this, comment below and tell me so far what I've talked about makes sense, right? So the first way to make a lot of money in this day and age is helping people get access to 0% credit cards, 0% funding. There are different names for it. If you have been active on social media channels, you probably have seen ads of people saying something like this: hey, if you have 750 credit and above, you can get qualified for $150,000, right? So those ads are created by people who are trying to target people with high credit worthiness, high credit scores, and then they can help them get access to funding, 0% funding. So obviously 0% funding is even more attractive, sexier in this day and age because of the interest rates, right? So any other funding option, it will be more expensive than what it had been traditionally. So it's very lucrative for a business, a startup, or someone who wants to start a business, get access to money for 12 to 18 months. The way the 0% works, you get an introductory rate of 0% for an extended period of time. It could be anywhere from 12 months to 18 months. Well, if you're a business owner, you have a lot of money that you don't have to pay back for a certain amount, and you don't have to pay any interest back. And all you have to do is make more percentages than what you owe, meaning that even if you start something and make 5% more money than what you owe to these credit cards, you are profitable. It provides an amazing opportunity for people who have somewhat decent credit. Even if their credit is lower, you can learn how to help them to get to a point that they get qualified for those credits. So how does that make money for you? You might be saying, Oz, that's awesome. I see those ads. Maybe you don't, but I don't understand what you're talking about here. Like, how do I make money? Well, you can learn how to become the person who offers that to other people. So 70% of the US adult population at some point thought about starting their business. Guess what the number one reason was for them to not be able to do that and come through with that? Finances, right? Even if you want to sell, nuts on the corner in New York City, you need some kind of financing. And that's usually what stops people from moving forward with that. Now, you can help someone, if you know how to read a credit report, you can actually help someone get qualified for certain types of credit cards in certain order. There are different names for it. One is credit syndication or syndicated line of credit, credit card stacking. Any of those buzz terms make sense, but at the end of the day, you're helping a customer get qualified for certain credit cards. And by stacking that, meaning that you allow them to claim as high approval rate as possible. So if someone does it on their own, they're going to probably look up some sites on Google, creditcards.com, apply randomly. They might get qualified for 20, 30, 40,000. If they're working with a consultant who can create a funding plan for them and walk them through, they can get qualified. They may get qualified up to 100, 120K, right? And there's money to be made there. Recently, we had a live call with one of our coaches within Business Lending Blueprint, and we had over 200 people. I'm going to put a snippet of that here. And what he taught was how to do that pretty much. How do you either charge the clients up upfront, or charge a back-end success fee. So you only get paid if what you provide to them is helpful, and then you get paid. So you can charge anywhere from 1 point to 10 point, meaning that if they get qualified for 100,000, if you choose to charge 1 point, that's $1,000 in your pocket. Or if you want to charge 5, 10, 15 points, I've seen as crazy as 15 points, that's $15,000. It's your decision, it's your business. So you can make a lot of money by doing that from home, and finding these people who are looking for 0% interest funding is everywhere, right? Even within your own network, you can do that. And by the end of this video, I'm going to give you a resource as to how not only you can check if you do qualify for funding if you're interested, but learn the process yourself, right? That's the number one way to do that. But let's check out what Daniel was showing within one of our training modules that we had over 200 people, and these were live calls, and he does them once a month. And we have a dozen different coaches who do that. Let's check it out first. Daniel, welcome, buddy. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
But we wanted to put together these sessions. As you guys know, we've been having them back to back. So this is a result of the work, the booklet we created, the Black Book of Experts, because you have access to lenders, lending partners, and all of that. But nothing like having people who have been on the same shoes as you, right? So these people started out from all different walks of life. We don't know everything. We're figuring it out as we go, and we make a lot of mistakes. And Daniel is one of those individuals that I see him everywhere, from TikTok to YouTube to LinkedIn. So he's trying, right? So as the saying goes, perfection is the enemy of profitability. You can't wait for the perfect moment. You just keep trying and trying and trying. Daniel was making a comment before you guys joined. He said that I remember, like he remembers when I first started out, the wall behind me was empty. Like fast forward 5 years and we have a lot of awards and accolades. And that's not because we do things perfectly. We just do it. We just go ahead and do it. We have a saying in our community, within our BLB team, rapid prototyping. You try something, you pull back. You try something, you pull back. And you try something, it's a hit, then you go with it. Same thing with the lending partners and what we recommend you to do, right? It's the same philosophy. Tools change, lenders change, partners change, people change in our community. But if you just follow this philosophy, almost like fail forward, you're not really failing. But what I see is many people are not even trying. That's like the ultimate failure, right? So trying is not failing. Not trying is actually failing. You make all the intention. You have the intention. Obviously, you guys invest in yourself. But when you do not even make an attempt to make a splash, you won't know how dangerous you'll be. So Daniel is the biggest testament to that. So Daniel, can you walk me through your journey, like how you got involved with the alternative lending industry and where you are right now, so we can just start and go from there?
Gotcha. So, I mean, to start, I've been in the business, what's going on 10 years now, full time. So I had a different business. Before this, it was selling extended warranties. It was phone calls everybody jokes about you can't get away from. But we were doing it a little different. We were doing RV warranties. So you're dealing with a higher end client. I thought it was a great business. A lot of guys that I know didn't think so. They told me, don't get into it. It's a money pit. Ended up being a money pit. The last 3 years, I was trying to figure out an exit strategy because I was just, I was exhausting my savings and everything else, just trying to get out. And I had a friend who actually, started doing these merchant cash advances for a local company here in San Diego, big company. And, his first month there, he had made like 26,000. And, it's kind of like the Wolf of Wall Street. I was like, you show me that you got paid 26,000 off of one deal, and I'm shutting this down what I'm doing, and I'm going to jump into this. So basically, he said they were hiring. I went and applied. I worked there for 6 months to figure, to see what they were doing, and then stopped doing it. And I know it was like when my daughter, she was just about to be born, and so I was a little nervous, because I was quitting that, and it was actually going decent for me there. But I'm not like really the type of person to work for anybody. So yeah, I stopped doing that, and their business model was really like kind of burn and churn people. People would come in and they were doing a lot of cold calling, which I didn't mind at the time because I didn't know anything else. I knew a little bit direct mail, but not, nothing in regards to internet marketing. So it was all brand. I didn't even know how to type. I took their typing test and failed it, and they let me. The lady liked me though, so she's like, "Here, I'll give you a second chance. Try this. Take this program so you can pass the second time." So 6 months in, I learned how to sell merchant cash advance really well, because that's the only product that we had offered. So I think the first year in business, it didn't go that great. It was a struggle. So like first year, I think I did like 80 something thousand, but that was like me dialing, 400 or 500 calls a day. And I was like, I got to figure out something, there has to be a different way to run this, because this is not going to work for me. So I had purchased a course, and this was, before your blueprint and everything else. So it's what, 2014. I purchased a course on LinkedIn marketing and, getting that set up. And I think the first month I was following like a strict guideline on LinkedIn. I ended up going from like 3 deals a month, cold calling, to like 5 deals a month. And I kind of thought it was a fluke, and then the next month it was 6 deals, and the next month 7 deals. And then I was like, well, this is not, I actually know what I'm doing now. So from LinkedIn, then it went to, learning Facebook ads and taking courses on Facebook ads. And now that's everything that's taught in the course, that's pretty much what I follow. I'm just kind of like, my friends call me a robot because I just do the same exact thing all the time. If it's training jujitsu or if it's the business, it's like I'm just on a schedule. So it's kind of good and bad. It's like if I get knocked off that schedule, it kind of messes up my day. But yeah, I follow a strict schedule. So I know from morning to night exactly what I'm doing throughout the day. It doesn't take a lot of deals to bring in an easy 6-figure income. So I haven't grown the business out much. It's myself. I have two daughters and a family. I can take them to school. I just dropped my daughter's lunch off at her school right now, and it gives you a lot of flexibility. Being the way I run my business, be able to spend as much time as with my family and do whatever I want to, outside of business, which is important to me at this point in my life. So.
And now you're back. We recently attended live events. As I said, we've had many live events within our community. The last one we've done was in upstate New York. We went to one of the super brokers that we work with. Super broker meaning that they are business loan brokers, but they've scaled their company. They had 89 people working in their office in Long Island. I took 40 of our members there for a day-and-a-half conference. So it was like a fly-in Thursday night. We had happy hour, got together and talked to each other. Again, there's nothing better than talking to our own community members, connecting with them in person. The second day, we did a walkthrough of their office because we have many members who don't want to just make a couple of $1,000s here and there, which is perfectly fine. They want to make 7 figures, right? So they want to see what it looks like to make 7 figures. If you want to make 7-figure, 8-figure earning in this industry is possible, one of the best ways you can do that is you can have an office and employees there. So it was like an office tour, but it was not just that. So in that room, I met people who've gotten amazing results. For example, I met Isabel. I knew that she joined Business Ending Blueprint like a month and a half ago, but I didn't honestly know how she was doing. And she approached me and told me that she already funded 2 deals and made over $7,000. I'm going to put the screenshots here. She impressed me so much that we interviewed her, and she's a part of our BLB community as one of the coaches right now. Very influential person, has master's degrees in psychology and education, has sales background, has coaching background, actually works for SBA and helping them qualify people for different loans. So we add people like that into our community. And we had an event in Utah with a direct lender. One part of this is you want to see what a broker shop looks like. The other part is if you wanted to become a direct lender at some point, what does that look like? Guess what we did? We took a certain number of our members, went to Utah to visit a direct lender's office. You're seeing snippets from the office tour and what's happening there. We watch people make money live, like they hit the gong while we're there. It's super exciting. It's very cool to see a business in operation that way. And one of the people who were there from BLB is one of the members of BLB's Randall. Randall and I have been working together for over, 3-4 years at this point. And he had a couple of great things to say about the training that he received. And before we move on to the next topic, I want to show you how he's making money right now and how he took his company to $70,000+ per month. Let's check it out.
Hey everyone, I'm Randall Richards. My company's Think Outside the Box Inc., doing business as your small business. We're here at the event in Salt Lake City for the BLB 2-day mastermind event. My second event, definitely loved the team with Oz, Jank, and Rebecca. Went to their first event in Dallas back in October of 2023. And this one is the 2-day event, and that's why I came to see how everything runs and obviously learn a lot more with Oz. I do want to say this, I have a longer relationship with Oz than most, where I was one of the first people in his mastermind back in 2022. Went from brand new company doing $0 in monthly revenue to now I'm a one-man broker with an executive assistant, we just passed the $70,000 revenue month. So he is the guy. His team will help you build your business, make the money that you're looking for, and you have the options to actually be more passive, where you don't have to do all the heavy lifting like I do in my company. They have options where you could generate the leads, send them off, and still make money. And I will say this, if you are gonna get in this industry, there's no one better than Oz and the BLB. They are hands down the best. Can't make any other decisions.
All right, that's very impressive. Obviously, he's gotten there by working really, really hard. Now we're working with him to help him add more employees to his company. That's something we also help our members with, because if you're starting out, you reach a certain level, and the next year is you want to hire and grow and scale, right? And as a company who scaled, like over the past 6 months, we took our team from 8 people to 16 people. We're growing. I mean, we're currently handling over more than 1,000 calls with people who are interested in becoming a business loan broker. That's why I wanted to do trainings like this. I'm going to add more trainings. So now you've seen what Randall and others do. Let's talk about the second way to make a lot of money. There's this niche financing product that generates over $1 trillion, and 80% of the US small businesses have to use it. Equipment financing, whether you're a small business, whether you're a manufacturing plant, whether you're a donut shop or ice cream parlor, whatever you are, if you're a software company, what you buy for your business is an equipment. Leasing that is an industry. Equipment leasing industry is worth more than $1 trillion. If you notice the trends, I'm going to put the graph up here. More and more of US consumers and businesses are using different methods of financing. Back then, the only method of financing was just put it on the credit card, right? But if you're a dental office, if you're an MRI office and your machine is worth a couple of $100,000, you're just not going to put it on the credit card. You want to finance it. Well, the manufacturers a lot of times do not have financing options. So you might say, Oz, that sounds complicated. How does that even apply to me? I wanted to share Randall's story because that's one of the ways that he makes money. And we have a lot of experts in our community making money by becoming a liaison between a small business and the equipment that they want to finance. Because if they go through the banks, it's a hassle. So that's what alternative lending industry does. So you have alternative options to provide financing. How do you do that? Well, every introduction that you make, like you can find someone who's about to buy an equipment, you connect them to an equipment lender, equipment leasing lender, and every successful transaction is a 5-figure commission. I'm putting one up here. So Keenan partnered with one of our partners in our community. Cheryl is the queen of equipment leasing. Actually, she recently had a live call within our community training people on how equipment leasing works. And furthermore, one of the live in-person events that I've held recently, she covered half a day on day 2 on equipment leasing stuff. It was mind-blowing to see what opportunities laid for people who go to networking events either way, people who go to conferences either way, people who are in businesses and their customers buy equipments all the time and they had no idea that they can be a referral partner. And if you want, you can work directly with the lenders after you do a couple of transactions, because equipment lending in industry is very conservative. You're not going to go straight to the lender initially because there are some detailed granular processes that you need to get yourself familiarized with. We train people in our community for that, but initially you can just make money by referring people to equipment lenders. And if you follow the training at the end, your live training guide and the group coachings that I'm going to give you access to, you'll learn in detail how to do that on your own. Okay. All right. I hope this is going exciting. If you're still watching this, comment below and let me know if you're learning and if you do have any questions. I personally monitor most of the comments, so let me know how we're doing so far with this training video. The third option is that I'm especially excited for is real estate, because there's not much excitement going on in the real estate nowadays. The residential real estate market basically came to a halt, right? It's really not moving because of the interest rates. They call it the seller's market, but in my opinion, it's not buyers or sellers market. It just froze on its tracks. And real estate agents got screwed, right? With the latest changes in the law, they can't really charge the commissions that they were charging. There's a lot going on there, and we're getting so many real estate agents adding the alternative lending options to their portfolio right now. So why are we talking about real estate funding, commercial lending in the middle of this real estate crisis? Because every crisis comes with the seeds of an amazing opportunity. We recently had one of our experts, Brandy. If you follow this channel, you might recognize Brandy. A couple of years ago, I interviewed her. I'm going to put the interview up there. She was starting out with Business Lending Blueprint. She funded a couple of deals. She was learning the business. She's from the real estate industry, but she had no idea there was an alternative lending industry for real estate that doesn't require real estate licensing. Brandy recently held a call within our community. She answered questions. It was really a joy to watch our members interact with her and ask their questions about their leads that they have. My client is a land, wants to build something. How do we do that? My client is a franchise owner and they want to open up multiple franchises and they want to just, lease certain places like physical locations. Oh, I have someone who has a 4-family home. How do we finance it? And she ran that call and she walked people through, and she's on every month. So I'm going to show you again a little clip from that call. And if you comment below and if there is enough demand, I'm going to release one of these calls in completion on this channel completely free. Obviously, BLB is a paid network, so that's for the members of BLB. But again, I want you guys to be fully trained and start adding zeros to your bank account, whether you join BLB or not. That's my intention. So comment below if you're interested in that and I can provide it to you. But let's hear from Brandy first. Let's get started. This is kind of round 2 of our first expert meeting on the real estate investing. You guys know Brandy. She's one of our major success stories within Business Lending Blueprint. Not only that, over time, she became a direct lender and she answered a lot of questions and provided, dropped so many golden nuggets on our last month's calls. So we have the experts on rotation on a monthly basis.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good replay. However you're coming onto this particular video, whenever it is that you're watching it. I ran into the BLB and was like, I took the class and it expanded my whole world, because at that point in time, I thought the only way you could finance is if you were licensed. I didn't realize and even know that there was a whole world of commercial financing that did not require a license at all. And so that by itself opened up my world. Now, there's good about that and there's not so good about that. And then start to think about the things that you did already. You were successful in another industry. You have transferable skills. Focus on ways that you can convert, like his 30 years worth of sales experience. Those of you who taught people, those of you who have good listening skills, those of you who have great smiles, good networking skills, start to do that and then just start surrounding yourself in real estate environments and just be a fly on the wall and just start to pay attention and write down questions. You'll be great.
And let's give it up for Brandy. She's awesome as usual. This was so helpful. We're barely scratching the surface. And Dimitri, Jackie, Gustavo, Michael, Craig, Kiana, Dwayne, Tom, Steve, thanks for sharing, just turning on your camera and showing us your face. Everyone else, I know it might not have worked out, but next time let's do a better job. So we want to see all of these faces and questions and raised hands and all of that. But with that, love you all. Thanks for joining. Brandy, thank you so much. You're our queen. All right, as you can see, she started out as a real estate person funding a couple of deals. Now she is a lender. She's a real estate lender. We have access to multiple lenders within our community. That's why real estate lending is super, super hot. And again, if you join the live community below, you'll get training. You can join live weekly calls and ask your questions. So those are the 3 ways that you can actually make money, even if you don't want to become business loan broker. But I highly suggest that you get yourself familiarized with the finance industry. Why? It is honestly one of the oldest industries, like Carnegie's and Schwab's. These people loaned money to government in 1800s. So lending is not a new concept. They formed the current banking systems that we have. Alternative lending is newer. That's why you don't really I hear many people talk about it, but the closer you stay to finance and money, more money you make. Even today, the largest holders of cash and capital and gold are not the flashy riches that you see on TV. They're the banks, bank owners, right? They own the entire treasury, and a lot of the gold is being housed in England. So they have access to many finances. Yeah, I know for people like you and I, that's not the goal, but the goal is to stay close to money. Again, the more you learn, the more you earn. And finance is that product. Money is the sexiest product you can sell, and you're not selling your own money. Even if you have no money, you can leverage other people's money. So I'll leave you with that. We're at the end of this training. I'm going to record more trainings on different funding options while giving you examples of how they work. If you're within our community, you already know all the things that we do. For example, we have access to a group of accountants as our partners. If you're struggling with business formation and taxation, you can book a call with them and talk to them. You can talk about real estate, equipment leasing, live events, and we're putting together one of our largest live events ever. And also, we haven't really touched on AI, right? AI is not a buzzword. It's here to stay, and it's going to transform people's lives and businesses. Unless you augment AI into your life or into your business, you're going to get into serious trouble. For that reason, a couple of days ago, I posted in our community, heavily invested into AI technology. Like I said in previous videos, I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in my own education. That's why I travel a lot. I try to incorporate my family into our traveling because it's lonely to be yourself, right? And since I know that I'm going to be traveling, it's a journey for us to go on together. And a lot of those trainings are AI related. So I put together the first live in-person AI workshop in the alternative lending industry of its kind. And it sold out in like less than 24 hours, right? And I rented this beautiful Airbnb. And please don't contact me on this because we don't really have this event available anymore. It's for BLB members only. It's already sold out. And then we're going to be meeting at this house, have a lot of fun, have dinner the first day, get together, icebreaker, get to know each person. The next day, we're going to turn on our computers and I work on different AI tools and how we can use AI to grow our loan broker businesses, how to use the power of social media without spending a penny on ads to grow your social media profile to get in front of different generations of audience so the leads come to you, you don't chase them. I look forward to seeing you in the BLB, but again, if this is not a good fit for you, definitely click on the description below. If you're interested in talking about Business Lending Blueprint, there's a link for you to schedule a call with my team so we can find out if this is a good fit. Again, we go through thousands of calls, literally thousands of calls every single month of people who are inquire about Business Lending Blueprint. You might be that person, you might not be that person. That's perfectly okay, but we have a free community. Take advantage of that. Join, learn as much as possible, and I'll see you on the other side. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video so you get notified when I release new content. Take care now.